My name's Hayley and I'm actually Head of Department for Humanities, but I will also be teaching you Criminology. So what is Criminology? Criminology is the study of crime. So what we look at is who commits crime, why they commit crime, and why people do not report crime sometimes. So for example, we do a lot on domestic violence, honour crime and hate crime. When we've studied that, we then go on to look at the media. So my question for you is to think about over summer, how have the media reacted to the riots over George Floyd? Should it be that in America a crime committed should be influential in the UK? Or do you think the media has overhyped it? I would also like you to think about the downing of the statue in Bristol on the slave trader. Should we immortalise these people as part of an historical project, or should they all be taken down? When we've looked at the media and when we've looked at crime, you will also then go on to look at campaigning. So we look at various campaigns and how they've influenced society. So we pay attention to Sarah's law, which is around Sarah Payne. We look at Claire's law and Lillian's law, and we look at how the media influenced campaign organisations in order to change the law. Then with all that information, you will then create your own campaign, and this then takes part of an 8-hour assessment that is marked internally, where you create a campaign based on a crime that's underreported, and that will take us up to around Christmas, January time. After that then we come back and we start to look at the theories of crime, and this is where all this comes into play. So we look at things like genetics. Is it true, for example, what Lombroso says, that you can inherit certain traits that make you a criminal? So big ears, chins, big eyes. So looking at my display, how many of these do we think are actually criminal? And how many of them are not, but have the traits that Lombroso describes? When we've done that, we then go on to look at all different types of psychology in crime. So we look at the moral development of crime. So if you have parents who don't develop you from a young age, are you more likely to be a criminal? We look at the social learning theory of crime. So if you watch somebody being aggressive, do you imitate it, and then it makes you become a criminal? And then we look at Freud's id, ego and superego. So if you have a low id, does it make you more criminal because you have no moral tendency? And then we move on to look at sociology, and this opens the debate then on whether it's nature or nurture. Are you born a criminal, or does society make you a criminal? So I ask you very early on to make a decision what you think, and then at the end of Unit 2, we then go back and see whether you've changed your mind. So is it about genetics of what you're born, or is it about your family influence, the media influence, or the influence of your peers? And then you will do an external assessment, which is 1.5 hours, and that is the end of the first year. Now, unlike your A-levels, this is classed as an applied A-level. It's graded A to E. However, you will do the modules, and the modules will then be banked. So when you finish your first year, you'll have a grade, and then you'll come back in year 2 and do Unit 3 and 4, and those 2 grades will be added together. So it's a nice course because you're gradually going through the units and putting them in the bank, so you don't have to do all the exams after 2 years. So if that's whetted your appetite a little bit, hopefully we'll see you in September.